All right, well, officially, thank you and welcome everyone to Creative Suitland. And if you haven't been here before or have no idea who we are and what we do, just going to give you a little introduction. Creative Suitland, of course, is a nonprofit arts-based organization seeking to bring arts education, culture, entertainment, and wellness programming to the greater Seward community and beyond. And I didn't introduce myself. My name is Malachi Robinson, the director of Creative Suitland. And simply our mission is to boost the local creative economy, create a safe space for folks to gather, to create, to rehearse, and to have functions like this, where we're doing something for the community. And we have, this is a home for a variety of different art forms. And one of the things that we definitely want to highlight here is the art form of poetry and spoken word. We've been excited over these past 4 years to host our monthly open mic series right here in this room, every fourth Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. And we also have birthed the Poetry Slam, which is our Prometheus Inferno Poetry Slam, which is our annual Poetry Slam Festival. This year is coming back next month, just in a few weeks, November 7th through the 9th. So just imagine this space turning into an inferno of different the different poets, slam contestants competing for cash prizes. It gets really intense. If anyone's been to a poetry slam, I definitely invite you all to come back and witness that if you haven't witnessed a poetry slam before. We have programs and different flyers at the front desk if you want to learn more information about that. And so what I want to do today, just to give you all a little taste of what we do here at Creative Suitland and kind of just set the tone and the vibe for the space today, is to transform you to our Sound Off open mic. We just had our September open mic just this past, within the past couple of weeks. I have no idea what today is, but just within the past couple of weeks, we've had our most recent open mic, and we were just super excited to bring this young lady back to perform and give a taste of what we do at Creative Suitland. So I'm going to read her bio and introduce her formally. And she goes by the name of Legacy Severe. She's a creative, captivating, life-changing spoken word poet. And as Legacy breaks her poems from the page to the stage, her mission is to use her unique gifts of words to transform minds for the kingdom of God. Her ministry leaves hearts and minds touched with the unique gift God has bestowed upon her. In 2017, Legacy was honored to have her original poem entitled Marriage, featured and published at the American Library of Poetry in Holton, Maine. This inspired her to perfect her love for poetry and walk in her ministry. Legacy turned her passion into purpose, which led to her being the featured speaker in numerous churches, schools, and other venues within the DMV, including the Wharf, D.C., and Louis State University. Through poetry, Legacy feels a sense of connection with the soul and communicates it through rhyme and rhythm to tell a story. Her thought-provoking words impact, empower, and encourage audiences of all ages. She's a living legacy, transforming minds. I see what you did there. I see what you did. She is a living legacy, transforming minds for the sake of the gospel. Love that. So let's go ahead and give it a round of applause. Give her a warm round of applause as she comes to the stage. And we'll be doing Creative Suitland and open mics. We don't want you to stop clapping until she gets to the stage, just so that doesn't create that awkward silence. So let's give it up for Legacy Severe.
If you think too much about what people think of you, you will never get anywhere. Please be aware that the most iconic people often take the dares, the awkward stares. These people don't often travel in pairs. They take the lonely road to fulfill these hopeful prayers. They don't have time to be consumed about what you have to say, if she doesn't like it or if he disagrees. The weight of your thoughts don't determine how they succeed. See, that's how they win. See, it's before you run the race, you win that battle within. That mind of yours to not care what people think. You must adjust some chords and cut out every single piece of negativity that's now wired to connect you to your God-given destiny. I promise you, you can get there if you chase it. But if you think too much about what people think of you, you won't make it. You would lose all what you worked so hard for, all because of their opinions that your brain made time for. But see, God, He made you better than that. You better get yourself up and put your bold shoulders back and walk into that place like you are the package deal. Yeah, that might have hurt you, but understand that wounds heal. This is not a damaged will. You had a purpose long before they had an opinion. You got a dream to feel, goals to reach. You also got some souls to teach. So get up from that pen to be the vessel God is called to preach, sing, paint, inspire. Your gift was created to take others higher. Dance, rap, create, go and do. And don't think too much about what people think of you. The voice that only matters is the one that gives you life to this day, who saw that you were lazy but a purpose in you anyway. Because he knew that you were capable. He knew that you were so locked in to the vision and the purpose designed for you to win. So don't listen to them. Listen to your Father. Follow what He says, and you will so prosper. Huh. And as you are walking your creative journey, if you are finishing a creative strategy, a creative project, you will experience some mistakes, some failures, maybe some losses. But understand that does not give you the reason to quit and give up. You should always keep going. So yes, I take L's, and those L's stand for lessons. At times, I take losses, which leads me to my blessings, because what used to be, it don't really serve me anymore. I can finally see what my God had in store, so yes, I take failures. And those failures help me see that life will bring you tests when you try to succeed. But see, I've come to realize I am what I believe, so I won't let my downfalls get the best of me. I won't let bad people corrupt my good energy. This time I W-I-N-N-I-N-G, I am winning. I am winning. Because I'd rather keep my head high and overcome every obstacle than regretting it later why it couldn't be possible. So yes, I'd rather leave a legacy and do something great with my life. But that doesn't mean I won't be tested when I give things a try. It means that I'm a plane and I'm pushing against the wind, go against a lazy mindset because I choose to win. Going against opposition and naysayers that always got something to say. But they'll be part of the story of how I made it to this day. They'll be part of the story of how I made it through. And I kept my mind on Christ, the one who saw me through. And lastly, I just want to encourage you that in all of your walks, your creative journeys, to keep on going, know who you are, and believe in what you can offer to this world. And don't give up, because you got this. Thank you so much, Creative Sula.
Tell them where they can find you. Come back, come back, come back.
You can find me on Instagram at The Life of Legacy. Again, that is The Life of Legacy. Thank you.
Thank you so much again. Please follow her, connect with her, talk to her, book her for something, just because we want to make sure she's supported, just because your artistry at this level is just already incredible, and I can't wait to see what more you do in this space. I think we're having you back this month, right, for Sound Off. So if you want to see her perform on another level, come back to Sound of Open like this for this fourth Monday. I believe that is October 28th, if that is correct. If not, it's whatever that fourth Monday is, if I'm mistaken. What you see here is kind of like what we do every fourth Monday. It's almost like going to church. I know everyone may not be super religious or maybe more spiritual, but and for me, and for a lot of folks that come to that space, it's like going to church, coming in with all the baggage of life, and coming in and feeling renewed and rejoiced and excited and inspired. Whether you are a performer or a poet or just someone who loves to experience it, I definitely welcome you all to the space. If you want to become a member, feel free to go to the back. There's a QR code, more information on how to become a member and support Creative Suite for as little as $5 a month. And this is where you're supposed to say, only $5? So let's start out again. So if you go to the back where the front desk is, there's a QR code where you can scan it and become a member for just as little as $5 a month. Only $5. All right, so I want to thank you all for joining us this evening. I'm just going to hand it over in just a second. But I want to thank and highlight a partnership with the Prince George's County Planning Department. We've been honored to partner with them for over the past 4.5, almost 5 years since Creative Suite has been here, partnering on various creative placemaking initiatives and various community events. We look forward to seeing this exciting community initiative take launch over the next 6 to 12 months, and we're just excited to be a part of it. So I do want to hand it over to the Saspians if you want to come on up to the stage. That's for me.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. My name is Vanessa Agins, and I am a Special Program Management Coordinator in the Prince George's County Planning Department, and one of the co-project leads on the Suitland Cultural Arts Implementation Strategy. Adam Doxey, Supervisor, is in Placemaking section, is the other co-lead. Ad, would you please say? On behalf of the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, Prince George's County Planning Department, and the Community Planning Division, I extend to you a warm welcome. We are truly pleased that you came out this evening as we begin our first public workshop for the Suitland Cultural Arts Implementation Strategy. In the kickoff meeting that we held in July, we discussed the goals of the Suitland Cultural Arts Implementation Strategy and previous studies and plans related to revitalization of the Suitland area. We discussed how through hard work of many of you, how many goals have moved from aspirations where possible to full reality through the dedication and partnership and collaboration with various agencies. You can see the fruits of integrated labor continuing to blossom. We will be asking you to continue their work, to stay involved as we focus on cultural arts and placemaking here in the Suitland area over the next 8 to 10 months. Some of those persons representing various agencies and departments are here tonight. They each have a clear sense of purpose and commitment of collaboration with the planning department and you, our residents and stakeholders. The Prince George's County Planning Board Chair has been and is a strong advocate for the redevelopment of the Suitland area and advocated on how the Department of Parks and Recreation and the Planning Department could come together and bring cultural arts implementation as a means to increase the economic vitality of the area. Bringing greetings on behalf of the Planning Board Chair, Peter Shapiro, is Carissa Black. She is the Chief Communication Officer of Chairman.
Thank you, Vanessa, for the warm introduction. Good evening, Suitland community members. How are you this evening? Everyone good? Well, we're glad to see you, and we're glad to see, as she mentioned, members of both our planning department and our Department of Recreation here this evening. As she mentioned, I read the greetings on behalf of Chair Peter A. Shapiro and the Prince George's County Planning Board Office. He really wanted to be here this evening, but he was unable to, and he really expresses his excitement for this strategy and your involvement in the process. Your presence here demonstrates a shared commitment to enriching the community through creativity and culture. Creative placemaking is about creating spaces that are vibrant, inclusive, and reflective of this community's unique identity. For creative placemaking to be successful, it has to be inclusive. It's imperative that we hear from you that are here tonight and your friends, your neighbors, and everyone else in the community. That includes the residents, the artists, the business owners, and local organizations. We encourage each of you to share your ideas, volunteer your time, and also spread the word about the strategy. All of your ideas and feedback are crucial to this process. The workshops will help residents and stakeholders like yourself understand the principles of placemaking and the power of cultural arts in fostering vibrant communities. Thank you again for being here this evening, and your passion and your dedication will help make this strategy a success.
Thank you, and I turn it back over to Vanessa.
Thank you, Calissa, and thank the chairman as well. Now I'd like to bring up the Prince George's County Acting Deputy Director, who is a strong advocate of the work we are embarking on here in Suitland, Mr. James Cox.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'm James Hunt. I am the Acting Deputy Planning Director here with the Prince George's County Planning Department. This is great to see you all out here tonight. I'm really encouraged and really excited about this project. The Suitland Cultural Arts Study highlighted the rich cultural heritage here in Prince George's County. It was a collaboration between the Prince George's County Planning Department, our Parks and Rec colleagues over here, as well as with the Prince George's Arts and Humanities Council. This study aimed to achieve three main purposes. The first, to develop strategies for integrating cultural arts into Prince George's County's economic development and land use. To build upon, strengthen, and invest in the people, places, communities, and ideas that define art and culture within Prince George's County. Remember, we said people first. That's number one here. And also to examine the current and future impact of cultural arts on the county's economy. Suitland is the first area chosen for cultural arts implementation, and we're excited to introduce you to the consultant team who will be working with us and the community to identify sites and discuss opportunities for art here within the Suitland community. This will enable us to enhance the vibrancy of the Suitland community through placemaking. Remember, this is the first public workshop. There will be many more over the coming months, so please remember to stay connected, and also remember to encourage your neighbors, your other community members to come out and be engaged with the process as well. As we said, we're going to kick off this meeting, this cultural arts study. It encapsulates the 4 Ps here within our planning department that we really encourage. The first is projects. The project aims to deliver visible results, not just another document to be placed on the shelf. We got that all the time. We don't want to do that. We want something that's really going to impact the community and is going to stand in what the community wants to see. Also, partnerships. Today, the planning department is joined by, we'll talk about our Parks and Rec friends over here. We're also the General Services Administration, the Redevelopment Authority of Prince George's County, as well as the Revenue Authority of Prince George's County, and then the Prince George's Arts and Humanities Council. People, nothing successful happens without our community and genuine conversations with its members. So you are the heart and soul of the project and future of Suitland. Placemaking, this project aims to use placemaking to highlight and build on the growing momentum here in Suitland, establishing its hub as a creative arts location. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Acting Director. Now, I hear and I see our other partners here this evening. I see Wanda Dougherty with the Prince George's Department of Humanities Council in the back. As well as the other Department of Parks and Recreation team who is here. And just let me give you a little background in terms of that partnership. Because over an 18-month period, a lot of meetings that we had during the COVID period, the partnership between the planning department, the Prince George Stars of Humanities Council, and the Department of Parks and Recreation really brought this to the forefront of what you're going to experience today. And I say that because we were the first ones to embark on developing a Superman cultural arts implementation strategy, but a cultural arts study for the entire county. And for that, we are very appreciative of the hundreds of residents that participated in that process. Because who would have believed that you had 7 different virtual meetings, and at those meetings you had over 100 participants or more at each of those meetings. So which means that cultural arts is very important to the residents of Prince George's County. In addition to that, our youth participated in the process. We had a youth meeting, and over 100 students got involved, got online, asked questions, told us what they wanted, also told us what they didn't like as well. But they were also interested in the process. So we want to do this exercise of what we're doing here in Suitland, and as we hope to move around throughout the county, encourage our residents to participate, as well as encourage our youth to participate. Now, I asked one of the parents tonight, what would it take and to get more people engaged in the overall process? And Ms. Malik told me that I would need to go knocking on doors. She told me, go to the school, talk to the Parent Teachers Association, and we plan to do that. Because this project is that important to this community, and we want to do it right. We don't want to hear that we didn't know anything about it. We want to do it right. And so with that, I'm going to take your recommendation, and that's what we're going to do. So Ms. Malik, would you mind standing up? I'm just using her first name, and I always have Mammy to call for Miss by their first name. I'll say when I recommend. So now, why are you here? To roll up your sleeves, to get started. I'm going to bring Adam Lysa to come up here to introduce our consulting team so that we can move to get to work. And roll up your sleeves.
Thanks, Vanessa. Good evening, everybody. Yes, I'm Adam Dodson, supervisor of the placemaking section of Prince George's County. Not many climbing apartments have placemaking section, and this is not an attempt to try and make people do what we want to do. This is an attempt to reach out and make sure that we understand who'll be the one and how we can help make that happen. You've heard very eloquently from everybody else before me, so I'll just recap briefly. The placemaking is really about creating those public spaces that encourage people to meet, to interact, to enjoy, to share experiences. And so it's really important for us to see how the arts can contribute to that. And the nexus that already exists here in Creative Suitland and other parts of Suitland is something we really need to tap into, and it's the community that we really need to get involved with. So without further ado, I want to introduce our consultants, Designing Vocal. They will talk us through what we're here to do this evening, and as Vanessa said, how we can interact with you over the next 6 to 12 months.
As Designing Vocals, I would be really remiss if I didn't introduce Mr. Don here, who is also one of the team leads on this most important project. Hi. So he might go up and speak. You know, he said that's okay. But I just want to make sure that you got an opportunity to meet our other lead from the Department of Parks and Recreation. Donnie, did you want to say a few words? You want to be that quiet person. So now I'm going to turn it over to Design Vocal.
Yeah, thank you, Vanessa. I'm Matt Lazier. I'm a principal with Designing Local. We're a arts and culture planning, historic preservation, and urban design firm out of Columbus, Ohio. I'm our director of design, and we're thrilled to be part of this project. This is a really, really incredible project. So we're just so excited to be the planner on this project and work with you all for a great process and a great outcome. So we're very happy to be here. And I got to say, this is like the best opening to a public workshop I've ever been to. This is amazing. The energy is great. So Legacy, that was really incredible. So thank you for that. So I'll talk a little bit about the process, and I'll keep this very brief. We like to have working meetings like this, so we're actually going to have 4. This is the first one. This meeting tonight is all about listening and just getting a good start, and then hearing kind of how you feel about things. And then that gives us a lot of information that we need to move forward with some of the design work. So after the first year, most likely we have 2 charrettes. Most planning projects might have 1 charrette. We actually have 2, so that's incredible. So we get to work with you and really develop some of the design ideas collaboratively. So what's a charrette? That's a kind of funny term. So basically it's a design workshop where we're going to come up with ideas quickly with you all, and we'll sit down and draw those ideas out with you. So at the end of that charrette, we actually will have some sketches that we can go back and refine in our office, and then bring them back and refine them again. So the first charrette might focus more on kind of what are the right sites and what might kinds of things might happen on those sites. The second would be more about refining the ideas and really developing them. And then the last meeting will be more implementation focused. So we also don't want a plan that sits on the shelf. We want to have ideas that can be developed and implemented as quickly as possible. So I'll do one more quick thing. I'll introduce some folks from our team. So we have Jasmine here. She's going to walk you through some of the elements here tonight. We have Garrett, Garrett Ishabian. I know we have Gabrielle, who's somewhere here, Evan in the back. So we'll be the ones talking to everyone. Please come up and talk to us and interact with us. That's what we're here for. I'll be over there, and Garrett, Jasmine kind of floating, and Gabrielle will be out in the back. So with that, I'll let Jasmine follow us through.
So I'm Jasmine Metcalf. I'm an urban planner at Designing Local. I work on a lot of our arts and culture projects, and so I'm really happy for the team that we have here today and all the fantastic partners. And of course, Adam and Vanessa and Dawn, thank you so much for all your work, especially helping get all these details together. And then, so what are the details? So today we're asking some big questions about identity, values, things that you want to see and how you want cultural arts to feel in your community. And so you're going to see some things that are a little bit more on the creative end. Maybe you're drawing, you're sketching, you're using stencils. Like, you're not an artist, as everyone always says, I'm not an artist. So we brought stencils for those of you that maybe are a little art shy. But we want everyone to feel creative and have that energy coming into today. And thank you, Legacy, for bringing arts into this space. So that set it all on the right tone. And then we have some things that get a little bit more specific. So we have a series of boards that really puts images to what the stuff might look like. And they may not capture everything, and some of the stuff is so subjective. So we have some things that are on some different scales of organic and more natural in shape to formal in shape, or abstract towards something more recognizable, like literal representation of the built environment. So you want to hear your thoughts along all of those things. And then also, what kind of site furnishings do you like? What do you literally want your benches to look like? And that's stuff that we'll refine as part of that charrette process as well, but this helps us understand what we're bringing into the room. That said, we want this to be an iterative series, so we're bringing everything into the next space. So we have an exercise that I really hope that you will all take part in. It's actually outside, down the hall and around the corner, and it's in front of the beautiful mural wall that's here at Creative Suitland. And you're going to put a couple of quarters in a numball machine, and you're going to receive a random prompt, and we hope that you'll respond to it on camera and choose to, so we can bring that information into the next space so we have carryover between all of these as a series. And so that said, if it's good with you, Vanessa, we can go ahead and get started and start dispersing people.
Let's get to work.